Have you ever stopped to think about how to distinguish a healthy mind from a restless one? And could what we call sanity be merely a social construct, prone to errors and prejudices? Today, we'll challenge these ideas and explore the boundaries of this paradox. Stay with me, because what you discover here might change the way you see the world and yourself. Welcome. In this video, we're diving deep into one of the greatest mysteries of the human mind. What defines a balanced mind? How does it impact the way we live, judge, and connect with others? I'll guide you on a journey to understand the fine line between sanity and insanity, revealing how our perceptions shape behaviors, laws, and even entire cultures. You'll be surprised to discover just how much this topic directly influences your life. The enigma of sanity is often described as the ability to perceive reality objectively, make rational decisions, and interact functionally with society. However, this seemingly simple concept hides immense complexity. What does it really mean to be sane? Throughout history, behaviors now considered normal were once viewed as signs of insanity. Consider the creativity of great geniuses like Van Gogh or Tesla, whose revolutionary ideas were deemed eccentric or even disturbing. This same flawed perspective extended to entire groups, such as when homosexuality was classified as a mental illness. It's essential to question, are we truly assessing mental health fairly, or are we clinging to cultural and historical biases that distort our perceptions? Moreover, sanity is not static but rather an ever-evolving construct. It reflects the values and ideals of each era, meaning what is considered mentally healthy today may not be tomorrow. This invites us to reflect on how we define the boundaries of a healthy mind, not just in ourselves but also in those around us. The limits between sanity and insanity. The line separating sanity from insanity is often extremely subjective, heavily influenced by cultural and social factors. What is considered acceptable behavior in one society may be seen as eccentric or disturbing in another. For instance, in some cultures, hearing voices might be interpreted as a deep spiritual connection, while in others, it's classified as a symptom of psychosis. This subjectivity highlights that sanity is not a universal concept, but one that changes with context and time. This line is also used to justify exceptions and biases. Throughout history, people who challenged social or political norms were labeled as insane to silence them or discredit their ideas. Psychiatry, despite its advancements, is not immune to this influence, as the criteria for diagnosing disorders are constantly revised. This demonstrates that even science is shaped by cultural and social norms. The question we must ask is, are we truly understanding the workings of the human mind, or are we merely framing it within patterns that feel convenient? Measurement and subjectivity. Diagnosing mental health is one of the most challenging tasks in psychology and psychiatry. Unlike physical illnesses, where laboratory tests can provide objective results, mental disorders rely on subjective evaluations. Mental health professionals use tools such as interviews, questionnaires, and tests like the Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Inventory, MMPI. However, these tools require interpretation, and this interpretation is influenced by the evaluator's opinions and experiences. This subjectivity raises fundamental questions. For example, in a high-pressure cultural environment, anxious behavior might be seen as natural or even expected. In another context, the same behavior could be classified as a disorder. This leads us to question the validity and utility of these diagnoses, which often overlook cultural and individual nuances. Labeling someone as mentally ill risks oversimplifying something profoundly complex and unique to each individual. Social and cultural impact. The way we perceive and treat sanity and insanity has far-reaching consequences, shaping entire societies. People labeled as disturbed face stigmas and prejudices that hinder their reintegration into society. This isolation often exacerbates their problems, creating a cycle of social exclusion and suffering. The impact is not just emotional, but also economic, as many people are excluded from the workforce due to discrimination or lack of adequate support. In the legal realm, the concept of insanity is used to complicate cases that would otherwise be punishable. This raises ethical dilemmas. How can we balance the need for justice with an understanding of mental health? Additionally, in the creative sphere, many artists and innovators operate at the boundary between sanity and insanity. They challenge norms, break barriers, and create something new. Yet they often face judgment and misunderstanding, frequently being seen as crazy rather than visionary. This makes us question, to what extent do our norms limit or empower human creativity? Challenges in the digital age. The digital era has introduced new challenges in interpreting and addressing behaviors that might be considered outside the norm. The internet, with its anonymity and global reach, allows people to express opinions and behaviors that, in the physical world, might quickly be labeled as problematic. On the other hand, it also amplifies the impact of negative actions such as cyberbullying, which can push emotionally vulnerable individuals to extremes. The growing awareness of mental health has brought important advancements, such as increased access to information and the destigmatization of disorders. However, there's a concerning trend, the tendency to medicalize natural human emotions like sadness, anxiety, and even anger. Not everything needs to be treated as a disease. Life is full of highs and lows, and learning to navigate these experiences is essential for growth. The digital age, therefore, is a field of paradoxes. While it helps spread knowledge about mental health, it also creates new forms of exclusion and suffering. The paradox between a healthy mind and a restless one has no simple answers. It challenges us to rethink our concepts, confront our biases, and seek a more empathetic approach. After all, the human mind is a spectrum, and every point on that spectrum holds something unique and important to be understood. If this content resonates with you, share it with someone who needs to reflect on this topic. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments. See you in the next video.